Well, it is back to school time, and although you might already have paper and pencils, put immunizations on your shopping list to make sure your kids are protected as they head back to class.
We are joined now by a school nurse consultant, Kathleen Patrick from the Colorado Department of Education. Kathleen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So first, what is the Colorado Children's Immunization Coalition, or CCIC?
Right. It's a group of individuals really trying to promote better access, delivery, demand for childhood immunizations with the idea of keeping Colorado healthy.
We talk all the time about, or you hear all the time about immunizations and getting children's immunizations at certain times. There are certain times that are very, very important to have those done. Why is it so important?
Well, the younger children have the least amount of immunity against many of these diseases, and so their lungs are underdeveloped. They're just a lot smaller versions of adults, and so when they get ill, they get very ill. And so the immunizations are just tremendous. They're a public health miracle, you can say, to decrease the illnesses, the hospitalizations, and even deaths.
And there's some community benefits to that as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. They call it herd immunity, where the more people are immunized, the better protected everyone in the community is. There are children in our schools that cannot be immunized due to medical problems, illnesses, and so it's very important that the children around them are immunized.
And there's certain age groups, now that we're all going back to school, there's certain age groups that need certain things at certain times. Can you talk about those requirements?
Absolutely. The Centers for Disease Control has a recommended list of immunizations. Now, the State Board of Health here in Colorado have looked at those recommendations, and then they apply it to what they feel Colorado schools are going to require. So the list may look a little bit different from the Centers for Disease Control than from the Department of Public Health.
And there are some resources and websites available, and we can get to those in just a moment, that
Absolutely.
are very, very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of controversy with vaccinations, and that is a lot of frequently asked questions, and one of the most popular is, do they cause autism?
Absolutely. Well, a number of studies that have been done recently have really disproved that initial study, and in fact the physician that provided that study has been discredited. So nothing has really shown that there's been any link to autism or any other physical side effect other than possibly a fever, local swelling, rash, things like that. So.
And they are certainly safe and effective.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And especially now, I think immunizations have gotten so refined that they have become extremely safe.
Okay.
Now, there are a number of low-cost clinics that parents can go to, including here in Aurora. Can you tell us how that they can find out about those?
Well, they can go online to children'simmunization.org. There is Tots for Shots that the Aurora Fire Department has, but the local health departments also have immunization clinics, and they will not turn anyone away. So there is no reason why a child should go unimmunized, because if you cannot afford to pay, they will waive the fees.
That's terrific.
Wow.
Lots of information about vaccinations. One of the last ones that we wanted to talk about was that parents need to keep copies of those vaccination records. Why is that?
Absolutely. The state of Colorado does have an immunization registry, which has been great, and all the health departments and many of the providers do put information into that system, but it may not be complete, and so parents should always have their own complete record, especially for camps, for daycare, for after-school programs that are going to require a proof of immunization.
And the most current record is what they want to keep.
Absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely.
Kathleen Patrick, thank you so much for joining us
Absolutely.
today. Lots of information. We've got some websites for you. If you'd like more information about immunization requirements, go online to cdphe.state.co.us. There you'll find schedules and recommendations, as well as a list of what shots children need and when. Now, for more information on school-age immunizations and much, much more, go online to children'simmunization.org/link.